Hey friends, can I sit down? I can. So this is the woodshed or the garage, and this is the first Basta Zeta video. So 5 years ago, I guess I should start at the very beginning. I was an environmental educator with the 4-H office, or the Cooperative Extension Office for the University of Georgia. My job was to go and create school gardens for the schools in Fayette County, Georgia, and I absolutely loved it. I loved environmental education. I loved working with kids and doing hands-on stuff. And when God called us to missions, I let that job go with sorrow. I was like, oh, this is so fun, but God has bigger and better things for us in another country. So we moved to Montenegro 8 years ago, and about 5 years ago, when I was pregnant with my youngest, I realized after doing 3 or 4 years of ministry here, that I'm the same in both countries. I just want to be around kids and nature, and I believe that nature so beautifully displays the character of God. And so I started dreaming about opening a community garden. And we were renting on a very, very tiny, with a very tiny yard. And of course we had play dates, and we loved having kids over and talking about nature and having them pet our quails and our chickens and everything that we shoved in every little corner of that yard. But we couldn't do anything big because our yard was small. And our yard is still small to American standards, but it's humongous for here. So God miraculously provided this little white cottage, and we bought it 2 months ago. Moved in at the end of November. Our first meal was Thanksgiving meal, which was so fun. And so we've lived here for 2 months. I cannot believe it's only been 2 months, but we have lived here for 2 months and spent a lot of that 2 months building a lot of our own furniture and moving in and making the inside really cozy, which is awesome because the winters here suck. So we get twice the rain of Seattle, but we get it in 4 months, like condensed down into 4 months. So today you can see it's partially sunny, and this is the 5th sunny day this year, and soil on my hands, and we are February 3rd. So it's February 3rd, and this is the 5th day of sun. That's how dreary and cold and wet, mostly just very wet it is here. So it hasn't been it hasn't been possible to do hardly anything with the garden. But today I am February 3rd, 2021. I am seed starting. So it's the official first day in my heart of the miracle that is Basta Zeta. So the name Basta Zeta came because we were on the Zeta River, which you will see, I'm sure, in upcoming videos. And Basta is just the word for garden. So it's just the garden Zeta, or so the garden in the river close by. Because Montenegrins like things literal. So instead of doing some overarching spiritual name, I just stuck to that. It will make the most sense when people are searching for us. And also, I thought it had a pretty cool spiritual connotation because the word Zeta actually is like an old Slavonic word meaning the harvesters. And so I'm playing around a little bit with making like Harvest Homestead the like English name of it. We will see. I don't know. I definitely want to have chickens and sheep and ducks and things like that. So it is definitely not just a garden, it's a homestead. But it's all in God's hands, so we will see. So I haven't finalized the name of what it would be in English, but Harvest Homestead makes a lot of sense, or it could just be Zeta Homestead, but I think that would be odd for English speakers to be like, how do you spell that? I will show you my very podunk setup. As you can see in the back, we're just in a garage, nothing fancy. We have here, I have a shelf that was already here. I am attaching lights to the top. This is going to be where I'm starting seeds, so I'm just going to do seed starting here and here. I have to put this up. And then here is my little potting table for now. I hope to make it a lot nicer and to have an outdoor potting shed eventually, an outdoor potting area eventually, but for now this is what we got. So starting simple and small. I am starting with as native as possible perennial herb garden in the front. We have literally like this much this much land before you get to our house in the front. So that's the front yard. It's really like a front entry, really close to the road, but that makes it even cooler because it's easy to transform a small space. So now it's just a wall. I can take you over there. Actually, I will do that. I will just take you over. So I'm looking from the shed. Jesse is actually also doing a video for our friends, so that's kind of funny. I swear we're actually not this social. So this is the area. There's our front step. There is the road, the dirt road. This is the area that is going to be the herb garden, just from that kind of wall where it juts out to here. And it's just going to be a winding bed that goes to here, stops, and then starts here again, winding bed to here. So yeah, that is the first project of Basta Zeta. I want to move the roses because they are quite sharp, and we have our kids are obviously all over the front. Moving the roses somewhere towards the back, and putting a raised bed of stone, I believe, is what I'm going for. They do not treat wood here, and it's expensive, so I think we're going to go with stone pretty much.